This podcast is brought to you by the Maryland State Library Agency. The MSLA podcast features presenters from statewide youth programs, as well as learning opportunities for library staff and resources for patrons of the Maryland State Library for the Blind and Print Disabled.
The following is a presentation of the Technology User Group at the Maryland State Library for the Blind and Print Disabled. For more information about the Technology User Group, including upcoming sessions or archived recordings from previous sessions, please visit our website, lbpd.maryland.gov. That's L, B as in Bravo, P as in Paul, D as in Delta, .maryland.gov. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another Technology User Group on this second Saturday of May 2024. Today we are going to be talking about web browsers. In particular, we're going to be talking about the DuckDuckGo and the Brave web browsers, which are available for computers and smartphones. So it doesn't really matter whether you have an iPhone or an Android phone. You can still get the DuckDuckGo or Brave browsers for that device. And it doesn't matter which model of PC that you have either. So if you're listening to this today, either live or via podcast, chances are that you're thinking about your browser and whether or not your browser can be improved upon. What features other browsers might have that the one you currently have doesn't. And just kind of seeing what's out there. And we're going to talk about that. When you think about browsers, there's certain features that we all would like for them to have, but some of us give those qualities a higher ranking than others. So as I go through this list, think about your own browsing situation and what do you place the emphasis on? Obviously, I think at the top of the list, most of us would agree that displaying pages is probably the number one thing that we want our browser to do, and do it well, and do it in, preferably in an accessible way, the one that certainly makes sense to those of us who are using accessibility tools to access them. We want to be able to move easily from one site to another. We don't want there to be problems with opening another window or having it difficult to go to another website. We want to be able to open tabs and be able to navigate between tabs. We want to be able to mark favorites. We want to be able to find those favorites once we mark them. We want, some of us want the browsers to remember passwords so that going to that website again will be an easier process for you. Others want extensions and be able to have their extensions transfer over and to do the things that they want those extensions to do. And then we start thinking about the last three items, which are privacy, VPN, and security. So these are kind of new to the arena to some degree, because in the past we haven't had to worry about privacy, security, and VPNs quite as much as we have to in this day and age. So obviously, as the ideas of identity theft and privacy and they have grown over recent years, and so we need to focus a little bit of attention on them. Some of us may be satisfied that our antivirus does what we want it to do and is protecting us well enough. Others may not be quite so sure about that. So we need to explore the options that these two browsers in particular give to us as we move forward. All right, since I can't really be on Zoom and on DuckDuckGo and recording everything at the same time, I'm going to pre-record this particular session with the browsers, and we're doing DuckDuckGo first, and have my PC, and we have Jaws turned on with eloquence speaking.
New tab DuckDuckGo. To move to an item, press the arrow keys. New tab DuckDuckGo. Edit, type
DuckDuckGo
of
has
text.
just been loaded, and I'm just going to, initially, we're just going to tab across here.
Sub menu 1 of 1. Leaving menus. Pending duck / new tab / button to activate. Press space bar.
So some of these are not labeled, as you
No recent
discovered.
activity. Recently visited site. Audio description. Netflix.
So now we're getting into my bookmarks,
Those
and
were
they're
the screen
across
left definition.
the
News
screen
link,
here.
Listen live. HT weight loss AOF new button.
And they were all imported over from my current browser. And that pretty much fills the screen, but
Latest
we'll...
MX, the Varsit outed the Dave watched YouTube Fantasy Paramount Buck Vacation Amazon Audio Games 2020 MLB.2020 Fantasy Back New Books but Milwaukee Project and AI Pop Free AI Word Surfs Up Amazon More True
Lots of
Crime
stuff that I
Paramount
haven't
Plus
deleted or cleared out. Everything just transferred over.
Player Sense Play Add Favorite button to activate. Press space bar.
And then you eventually come to the Add Favorite button, which we talked about in the opening about ease of access for adding favorites. This is not one of those. This is not particularly easy to add favorites unless you are importing them in from another site. You have to come here in order to add a favorite, which can be a bit cumbersome, especially if you're not 100% sure where you're coming from, per se. So if I click on this add a favorite,
no recent activity. Recently visited sites appear here. Keep browsing to see how many trackers were blocked. Add favorite title edit, type in text.
And you can
no recent activity. URL edit.
Paste in your URL and add it as a favorite. That kind of gets a thumbs down just a little bit. I'd like having a keystroke to do that. One of the other things that gets a thumbs down, really, as far as using DuckDuckGo goes, is not being able to use your JAWS find option. If you do Control F, let's see if it does it here. Nope.
Windows sign in.
Do Control F, nothing happens. So that's kind of frustrating. I'm one of those people that likes to use JAWS find quite often. So the fact that it doesn't work with the DuckDuckGo browser is definitely a huge disappointment. So now let's kind of get into the toolbar of it just a little bit now that we see what all we got in here.
Sub menu 1 of 1 expanded. Send feedback 1 of 22 S.
See, a lot of options here.
New tab 3 of 20. New window 4 of 20. Bookmarks sub menu 6 of recently closed sub passwords 9 of 20. Email protection sub menu 10 of 22.
If we go into email protection, we can
generate private duck address 2 of 3.
Which is a neat option that they offer.
Disable email protection 3 of 3. Email
close
protection
that.
privacy
Go on
pro
down.
11 of 20. More tools sub menu 19 of 20.
Let's see what's under more tools.
Import bookmarks and past export sub menu
There
3.
you go.
Import
Just
bookmarks.
import and
More tools
export.
about 20. Settings 21 of exit 22.
And then we have
22.
settings, which is kind of interesting. A lot of settings which are fairly accessible.
Settings.
Let's take a look at
Leaving
that real
menu.
quick.
Settings DuckDuckGo. Pending duck /
And I'll
settings
tab
/
across
button,
here.
Button to act.
Again, some of it is quiet when I'm tabbing across.
Windows browser application settings view model. Privacy radio button checked. To change this, Privacy Pro radio button not checked. General radio button not sync and backup radio button not checked.
These are options that you
appearance
have.
radio button passwords and autofill radio button not checked.
If you wanted to remember your passwords and autofill, you can do so. Of course, that kind of defeats the whole notion of privacy just a little bit, but it's here.
Radio Duck Player radio button not checked. To change the
Duck Player is a device that you can use, especially on YouTube, to block ads. So it's kind of neat.
Advanced radio button not checked. About button. Privacy cookie consent pop-ups when DuckDuckGo detects cookie consent pop-ups on sites you visit. We can try to automatically set your cookie preferences to minimize cookies and maximize privacy. Then close the pop-ups. Some sites don't provide an option to manage cookie preferences, so we can only hide pop-ups like these. Global Privacy Control GPC DuckDuckGo automatically blocks many trackers. With Global Privacy Control GPC, you can also ask participating websites to restrict selling or sharing your personal data with other companies. Learn more. Let DuckDuckGo manage cookie consent pop-ups. Checkbox checked. To clear checkmark, press spacebar. Enable Global Privacy Control checkbox checked. DuckDuckGo automatically blocks many trackers. With Global Privacy Control GPC, you can submenu.
We heard that. All right. And then we're back to start.
Leaving menus.
So the import from other browsers worked extremely well. If I hit something like if I wanted to hit function 6 to see whether or not a lot of websites will, like Microsoft Edge, will let you see your favorites by hitting function 6.
Edit, type of text.
And DuckDuckGo is not one of those. As far as extensions goes and importing extensions, I did not see an option when I imported my stuff over from Microsoft Edge. There was no option about extension. It did give me options like having, when you first set it up, you do have options of having all your tabs. If you're one of those people that like having lots of open tabs open all at once, that it will transfer those over, those types of settings. So it does have some unique features there. I wanted to talk about the email, which is kind of neat. You can actually set up a private email account with DuckDuckGo, and you can have your subscriptions, even personal emails too, if you want to, sent to that address, which is whatever you want to make your username at duck.com. And it will actually take those subscription emails and personal emails. It will forward them to you through your, through your main email, the one that you have maybe with another account like Gmail. But it will send it to you. It will check to see whether or not there's any trackers in those emails, so that when that email comes to you, it will let you know whether or not there was any trackers to begin with, which is kind of neat. Definitely a cool feature, and a feature that you can actually use whether or not you decide to keep DuckDuckGo as your browser or not. And of course, one of the other cool things that you can do if you have the DuckDuckGo browser is that you can actually view Google through the DuckDuckGo browser, so that, of course, Google is kind of infamous for having a lot of trackers. And some of you might be like, what do you mean trackers? Here's kind of a way to, if you've ever done a Google search and you have a Gmail account, let's put those two things side by side. You do a Google search, you go to some, search for something that's Yelp oriented or TripAdvisor oriented, and the next thing you know, when you go to your email, all of a sudden you start getting an ad, let's say from TripAdvisor. Are you still thinking about your trip too? And it's like, you know, so your information was kind of passed along to this particular site because you use Google and because you have Gmail. It was passed on to that particular site. So you may get emails for days asking you about your trip, about restaurants in a certain area, about doctors in a certain area. It kind of happens. So if those are kind of things that you want to avoid, now some people like that because if you are actually thinking about this particular restaurant or that particular city to go visit, it's kind of helpful. But if that's not something that you're truly looking for, then you may want to find a way to become a bit more private to protect yourself.
Untitled start.
So I cannot stress enough how great the Duck player is. For YouTube, it really does strip out the ads. So if you're one of those individuals that are pretty tired of getting listening to the ads or having to listen to the ads, this will take them right out for you. If for no other reason, you don't have to download a browser and make it your default, as many of you know. It's actually sometimes helpful to have multiple browsers on your machine because certain websites seem to work better with certain browsers. So it doesn't hurt to have multiple browsers available on your machine. So this is definitely one reason to have the DuckDuckGo browser available to you. And you might say, well, how in the world do I get the DuckDuckGo browser? Which is a great question, right? So just go to duckduckgo.com like you're going to be browsing, using it as a search engine, and down toward the bottom of the page is how to download the DuckDuckGo browser for Windows. Like I said, for no other reason, the email option that it has with the stripping down the emails and the YouTube viewing are two great reasons to at least have this particular browser available to you. Now, it doesn't have a VPN. It does offer a lot of privacy. So even if you don't set it as a default, you can always fire it up from time to time and do your browsing through the DuckDuckGo browser. So has some great points, has some negative things also. So that's the browser in a nutshell. So I've talked about my criteria or my critique of DuckDuckGo. So now let's see what the experts say. So I'm going to play you a short clip from that, as well as take a little break, and then we'll hear a short clip of why you should switch to the Brave browser, and then I'll critique that as well.
5 reasons you should use DuckDuckGo instead of Google. From CNET. DuckDuckGo offers mobile apps, browser extensions, and more. DuckDuckGo is the privacy-focused search engine that wants to take on Google. Jakub Porzaki/Ner Photo via Getty Images. It's no secret that some companies use trackers to keep tabs on where you go and what you see online. You might use a browser to look for a shirt online one day, and see nothing but ads for that shirt for days afterwards. These trackers and ads can be annoying, and one step some people have taken to combat them is to use DuckDuckGo. DuckDuckGo has positioned itself as a privacy-focused alternative to search engines like Google. DuckDuckGo has rolled out Android and iOS mobile apps, browser extensions, and beta versions of its Windows and Mac browsers to help keep your information secure, no matter if you use it on your phone or computer. Here are 5 reasons why you should be using DuckDuckGo. Stop online trackers from spying on you. Online trackers are everywhere on the internet. Princeton's Web Transparency and Accountability Project found that Google trackers are present on about 75% of websites, while Facebook trackers are present on about 25% of sites. These trackers collect data on your interests and behavior on certain websites. While this data won't identify you, these internet habits, paired with access to your social media profiles, are enough to recognize you, according to a study from Princeton and Stanford universities. PDF. DuckDuckGo identifies and blocks these online trackers from sites like Google and Facebook. The search engine can also show you the networks that have tracked you over time to give you a fuller picture on how your data is being used. The privacy-focused search engine came under fire in May 2022 after some tracking scripts from company partner Microsoft were found while using DuckDuckGo's browsers. In August of that same year, DuckDuckGo expanded its third-party protections to include scripts from Microsoft. You'll see fewer ads. When using DuckDuckGo, you should see fewer ads overall. If you run a search via Google, you might see ads in the top results of the search. You won't always see ads in those spots, but they're formatted similarly to normal search results, with just a bolded ad and separator dot to distinguish them. When you search for something on DuckDuckGo, you'll see fewer ads in your search results and save some time. In addition to fewer ads on the results page, because DuckDuckGo blocks online trackers, ads won't follow you across the web. If you use DuckDuckGo to search for something like a new food bowl for your pet, you won't keep seeing ads for pet bowls on different sites. These ads don't follow you around like said pet demanding you feed them despite having just given them food 5 minutes ago. Websites should load faster. On top of collecting your data and causing ads to follow you around, online trackers also add extra data to websites you visit, slowing the website's load time. DuckDuckGo blocks these trackers, frees up bandwidth and lets websites load faster. Your search history isn't stored. Let's say you get into a debate with your significant other over which way the toilet paper should hang. You say it should hang under. They say the patent for toilet paper clearly has the toilet paper going over, making that the correct way. You look up the patent and find that yes, the toilet paper is hanging over. You sit in disbelief, and now your search history will shame you unless you have the auto-delete function turned on in Google, or you go into My Activity in Google and delete the search. If you use DuckDuckGo, though, this blemish won't show up in your search history to begin with because the search engine doesn't save your searches. Each time you open DuckDuckGo is a fresh start, free from anything you may have searched for before. A downside to this is there are no suggested search options. Also, if you want to look at something you saw previously, you won't be able to search for it in your history. Google's incognito mode keeps your search history private, too, but it does so by deleting your search history once you close the window. If you don't close the window, it's still stored. Incognito mode also still collects some of your information, like your location and search activity. Your search results won't be influenced by your browsing history. Google filters the results it shows you when you use it to search for something. Google shows you things related to your search it thinks you will click on based on the data it has collected on you. It doesn't bother showing you results it doesn't think you'll click. This means that depending on your search history, if you search for coffee, your top result might be the nearest coffee shops, an article on the health benefits of coffee, or the history of coffee. DuckDuckGo will show you more robust search results because it doesn't filter your results. Some of the results you see on the first page of a DuckDuckGo search might show up on the second or third page of a Google search. Because your search results aren't tailored to you and your interests, search results can feel imprecise when compared with Google. Some DuckDuckGo users on Reddit have said they have used Google for some searches when DuckDuckGo gives them irrelevant search results. This sounds like a downside, but it ultimately means DuckDuckGo is working properly. For more on privacy, check out the best VPNs of 2023 and privacy tips digital security experts wish you knew. Correction, July 27, clarified an incorrect statement about the number of ads Google shows. Explained that trackers alone can't identify a person and outlined the ways your internet activity might affect your search results.
Would you like to get the Technology User Group presentation every month with little effort? Just subscribe to the Maryland State Library Agency podcast using your favorite podcast catcher. Then each month you will automatically receive informative and inspiring presentation. Remember, you can also listen on your smartphone or speaker. Say something like, Alexa, play Maryland State Library Agency podcast. Brave Browser Review, Why I Switched. By Julia Borginai. As a freelance writer, I research a lot of topics and visit a ton of tech-related sites. So I'm always amused when I see ads for those same topics after I'm done for the day in my social media feeds, on search engines, and basically everywhere else digital I go. That's one reason I switched to the Brave browser. I was a dedicated Chrome user for years but got tired of my work following me around. I made the switch last year and haven't looked back. Not only is Brave privacy focused, reducing the number of trackers that follow you around the web, but it's also faster than other options, offers you customizable privacy controls, and even has a free video conference app built into it. If you're considering using Brave, here's my review along with some tips to get the most out of it from the very beginning. What is Brave browser? A screenshot of the Brave browser, showing trackers and ads blocked, bandwidth saved, and time saved. The Brave internet browser blocks ads and other online trackers by default, while other browsers don't. I noticed a difference immediately when I started using Brave. After a day or so, I could see I wasn't being followed online anymore. Blocking ads and trackers isn't just about privacy, though it also speeds up your browsing experience by reducing site load times. Most ads and third-party trackers are scripts that run in the background of websites, slowing things down. Chrome, for example, collects your browsing information, so Google and its advertising partners can send you targeted ads. Brave downloads only the essential elements for websites, so it loads way faster than other browsers like Chromia, especially if you tend to have a lot of tabs open. I don't usually have tab overload, but my 6-year-old computer appreciates getting a break with the 15 ish I tend to have open while working. P.S. Take a look at Brave's claims for reduced memory usage, increased speed, and increased battery life when using it compared to Chrome. The experience of using the Brave browser versus Chrome. Like many other browsers, Brave is based on the Chromium web browser project, an open-source project from Google, the same folks who built Chrome. Microsoft Edge, Samsung Internet, and Opera use it as the foundation for their code, and it offers users a Chrome-like user experience while allowing developers to include the unique features they want. That's all to say, if you've used Google Chrome, switching to Brave won't feel unfamiliar. It has a similar user experience, lets you install the same browser extensions, and makes it easy to sync your bookmarks and settings across devices. There are several browser extensions I use every day while working, and Brave made it easy to install and use just like in Chrome. Brave's unique, and free, features. Here are a few other features that make Brave a good option. Brave Talk is a video calling feature available for free in the Brave browser. Similar to Google Meet or Zoom, you use it to chat for free with up to 4 people without downloading an app. You can even create breakout rooms, conduct polls, or live stream right from the Brave browser. And because it's all done through the Brave browser, calls are encrypted. The only caveat is that the call must be started in the Brave browser. Starting a call in Brave Talk in the Brave browser. Using Brave on a mobile device gives you access to a free VPN and firewall. Brave Firewall and VPN protects your device as you use it. It doesn't log your online activity or IP address, so Brave can't sell your data, unlike free VPNs, which sell data to make money. Brave Rewards lets you earn rewards just for browsing. If you've turned on rewards, you'll earn basic attention tokens, BATs, a utility token on the BAT platform, a blockchain-based digital advertising and services platform. You can collect them for yourself or donate them to your favorite websites and content creators. Creators and publishers can transfer their BAT to a crypto wallet and exchange it for real money or use it to buy more ads on the platform. For more details, check out the BAT site. If you're earning rewards, Brave can automatically distribute your earnings based on how much time you spend on sites, or you can choose to tip sites directly. Your browsing history is still kept private, and your tokens are made available through an anonymous blockchain ledger system, so you can't be identified. You get all of this for free with the Brave browser.
Moving on to Brave, which is a little bit different than your typical browser. Of course, the Control L still works on all these browsers to move to a different window. Usually Control L and Alt D are kind of universal ways of getting to the address bar. So we're going to look at the Brave browser. I have the NLS Bard web address up here. And I'm just going to hit the Alt key and go to the toolbar for Brave and access it that way. And of course you will hear all the features that are available in the Brave browser.
Brave button menu. Press space to activate the menu, then navigate with arrow keys. Context menu. To navigate, press up or down arrow. New tab, Control plus T. New window, Control. New private window, Control. New private window with wallet. 5 of 23. W. Brave VPN. 6 of 20.
Let's
wallet,
talk about
5
wallet
of
real
23.
quick. Wallet is just for your rewards and any kind of crypto cash that you might want to add. So don't think that you can put your credit card information in here, because that's not what it's for.
Brave VPN's wallet. Brave VPN. 6
Here's the
of 23.
VPN,
B.
which is $99 a year. A lot of people like, especially if you travel a lot of individuals like using a VPN because it will allow you to use more open networks, such as in a hotel, but still have your privacy protected. For your information, Brave is not the only browser that offers a VPN. Mozilla Firefox does as well. So just know that there's options out there, and actually the Firefox one is $30 cheaper. So just keep that in mind as you think about privacy, security, and also how much you want to pay for a VPN should you want a VPN.
History sub-menu, 7 of 23. Bookmarks sub-menu, 8 of 23. B. Downloads, Control plus J, 9 of
Typical
extensions,
stuff.
10 of 23. E.
By the way, when you do import your extensions, they will carry over. Especially, I noticed that tended to have a lot of extensions when I use Google Chrome, not so much with Microsoft Edge.
Password Manager, 11 of 23. A.
You definitely have password control with Brave.
Make text smaller. Make full screen print. Find more tools cut more tools more tools menu. Add new profile. Open guest profile. Show sidebar sub menu. Sync for save page as. Create shortcut. Name window. Quick commands, Control plus space. Performance 9. Developer tools, Task Manager, Shift plus Escape. Add new profile.
Right.
More tools.
Back
Cut
out
Control
that.
plus copy. Paste Control. Help sub menu. Settings. Exit. 23
I will say
of
one
23.
thing
X.
kind of unique about Brave is that the settings seem to be completely accessible.
Settings.
So we go into
leaving
settings,
menus,
for example.
Settings. Search settings edit.
And
Search
you're like,
settings edit.
what kind of stuff can we mess with in here?
Navigation region. Get started appearance menu. Content menu. Shields menu. Privacy and security menu.
And Shield, of course, is what do you want to allow to get through when you're looking at privacy and that kind of thing.
Web3 menu. Leo menu. Sync menu. Search engine menu. Extensions menu. Autofill and passwords menu.
Always nice to have that option, as you do with all the other browsers.
Languages menu. Downloads menu. Help tips menu.
Let's see what's under
menu.
downloads, just out of curiosity.
Oh. Help tips menu. Downloads menu. Downloads menu. Downloads menu. Current page. 13 of 17. To move through items, press up or down arrow. Help tips menu. System menu. Reset settings menu. About Brave. Help tips. Downloads. Leaving menus. Main region. Location. See user zone or down. Ask where to save each file before downloading. Toggle button pressed to toggle the state. Show downloads when they are done. Toggle button pressed to search tabs button menu. Brave button menu to activate. Search main. Ask where to save each file before downloading. Toggle button pressed to toggle. Show downloads when they are done. Toggle button pressed to toggle. Ask location. Get started.
Standard
menu.
stuff.
Leaving menus.
As you can see. You do use the normal bookmarking feature with Brave. The Control D will bookmark a favorite website. So if I wanted to mark this one,
Bookmark name edit. Settings downloads. Type of
no,
text.
not for settings. Let's
Settings downloads Brave. Banner region. Search
do,
settings. Virtual PC. Settings downloads Brave. Close. Barred main page.
bar,
Brave.
and we
Bookmark name edit. Barred main page. Folder done button. Barred main page. Brave. Heading.
so barred is now bookmarked. Let's see if it shows up anywhere. I'm going to do function 6 first, just because I'm kind of spoiled on function 6 from my Microsoft Edge.
Address and search barred main page memory. Use it all bookmarks button menu. Press space to activate the menu. Then navigate with arrow keys.
So I can do
Context
this.
settings barred main page. Open side settings downloads.
Right.
Barred main leaving menus. All bookmarks button menu. Barred
So I will say that earlier
barred main page memory.
I did try to import my bookmarks from Edge, and they did not import over. Just to let you know. And on my laptop, I had done it, and only a few of them came over. So I'm not exactly sure what the problem is with the importation of bookmarks, but that definitely leads a little question to wonder why.
Barred main page. Brave.
Your everything's gonna, it seems like it's working flawlessly. Everything's working in the background. You can go to YouTube and let me just go to Google real quick and just do a Google search.
Selected. Google.com. Google Brave. Search research. Search edit.
I'm gonna Google for best ice cream shop in Baltimore, Maryland, according to TripAdvisor.com.
Best ice cream shop in Baltimore, Maryland. TripAdvisor.com. Google. Heading filtered results. Searchers. The best ice cream in Baltimore. Updated May 2024. Head link. TripAdvisor. Heading left main region. The best ice cream in Baltimore. Updated May 2020. Skip the main nav link. TripAd search but require discover but trips but best ice cream and heading left establishment type heading unlabeled dessert check dessert restaurant quick baker show heading unlabeled breakfast brunch lunch
There's a
lunch,
lot of
dinner
minutia.
online
You ever use TripAdvisor or Yelp? Although I think TripAdvisor actually has more, but I kind of trust TripAdvisor a little bit better.
3.05 and up 4.4 and up men 5 and up heading on American cafe fast Italian show heading on ice cream salad bird pause show head on veggies
Unfortunately,
fam kids
I just can't do a heading and go
open heading on label
to what the top result is. I know. Probably wondering why I don't
little link top restaurant 40 clear all sort by relevant ice cream but we found great result limit search to save to link 1 link 1 Vaccaro's Italian pastry shop link graphic 4.5 of 5 bubbles graphic 1000 open now bakeries Italian dollar menu link we had a cannoli gelato cookies cake and cappuccino and it was like I was ...
So obviously
link super biscotti save to a trip button link 2 the Charmery link graphic 4. Open link ice save to link 3 Hershey's link graphic 4.5
Alright, so let's stop
bubbles,
here.
graphic 100 reviews
I'm just going to close this out,
untitled star total recorder
and I'm going to go to the
folder
Brave
Bard Express Brave when the best ice
browser.
cream in Baltimore updated May 2024 TripAdvisor Brave the best ice cream
I'm sure
in
I can
Baltimore.
fix this in settings, but it always it always tends to open the page
Skip the main navigation link graphic trackpad search
you were at
button
before,
discover
which is
button.
a little annoying,
More
actually.
button. This is the version of our website. Link out the site. Link site cookie and link terms of copy region currents. More link rental link cruises.
All right, so it just left it there. So I don't know. I'm sure that can be fixed in the settings, but that is a little unique. So obviously the advantages of having Brave is you have your normal bookmarking, you have your privacy, you can have VPN options, and of course you've heard what others have said about why they like Brave. I do like the fact that all the settings are accessible. That's something that you don't always run into when you're setting up browsers or wanting to customize them. So it's pretty neat that that is an option with the Brave browser.
Untitled start.
I don't know how you feel, but I really hate browsing on the phone if I don't have a keyboard. I just find it so incredibly challenging. And so that is why I left the iOS portion of this presentation to Courtney to do an evaluation of DuckDuckGo and Brave and give her thoughts. And here is her report.
A review of DuckDuckGo and Brave browsers for iOS. By Courtney. Another popular browser is the Brave browser. You may ask what makes the Brave browser stand out among the plethora of web browsers on the market today? Brave is one of the more secure web browsers on the market today. It boasts a variety of features, some are free, and others are available through in-app purchases. Like most browsers today, Brave does give you the ability to sync your favorite bookmarked sites across your different devices, including those that run iOS, Android, Windows, and Mac. To me, the sync seems consistent. I was successfully able to sync my bookmarks across my Mac and iPhone. Brave also offers an AI web assistant called Leo. Some basic features of Leo are free, but others are available for an in-app purchase. Leo can summarize web pages, answer questions, etc. But unfortunately, there are limits with the free version, and you can only use the basic model, which seems quite limited in my testing. Another neat feature of Brave is it gives you the ability to play YouTube videos in the background, even if you don't have a YouTube Premium subscription. Also, Brave has a feature called the Brave Shield, which takes away the messy and potentially dangerous ads that some of these sites use. Brave does offer VPN services for $99.99 a year. Use of a VPN or virtual private network enhances your security on the internet. However, the VPN offered by Brave is a part of the browser, so if you use other browsers, the Brave VPN will not work with them. Although Brave is for the most part accessible with iOS and Mac, some people may think the interface is a bit cluttered. When I was exploring and adjusting settings in Brave on iOS, I could not figure out how to get out of the Brave panel after I closed settings. The only workaround that I have found is to close the app from the app switcher and go back in again. If you are looking for a more simplified web browsing experience, maybe DuckDuckGo is for you. You may have heard of the DuckDuckGo search engine, but they also have a standalone cross-platform web browser, which is quite popular. DuckDuckGo offers features which the default web browsers such as Safari, Edge, etc. do not offer, most specifically in terms of security. DuckDuckGo does not track your activity, search history, etc. DuckDuckGo also offers a VPN service for either $9.99 a month or $99.99 a year. Like Brave, DuckDuckGo also offers a feature called Duck Play, which allows you to play YouTube videos in the background. DuckDuckGo also has an ad blocker, kind of like the Brave Shield, but to me, it doesn't seem quite as consistent. You can also sync your favorite bookmarked sites across devices with DuckDuckGo. In my testing, they synced from my iOS to my Mac, but it took a bit longer to sync to my Android devices. DuckDuckGo is a cleaner interface on iOS than the Brave browser, so if you prefer a more simplified UI, then you might prefer DuckDuckGo as opposed to Brave. DuckDuckGo is available for Mac, Windows, iOS, and Android.
Well, my goal today was to educate about browsers that are out there that are alternatives to the browser that you may be currently using, to kind of showcase their qualities and to also talk about the negative. So I hope that this presentation has been helpful. We'll see you next month.
In Maryland's tech-savvy land of innovation, a group of minds with wisdom and elation. The technology user group, a shining light, brings knowledge to the people day and night. With meetings and events, they share their might. In forums and workshops, they ignite the passion for progress. They never tire and bring the future closer like a burning fire. Their expertise in tech, a treasure to behold, a wealth of knowledge young and old. From coding to AI, they dive and soar and make the complex simple once more. With every step, they pave the way for a brighter tomorrow today. In Maryland's tech scene, they shine so bright. The technology user group, a beacon of light. In Maryland's tech-savvy land of innovation, a group of minds with wisdom and elation. The technology user group, a shining light, bring knowledge to the people day and night. With meetings and events, they share their might. In forums and workshops, they ignite the passion for progress. They never tire and bring the future closer like a burning fire. Their expertise in tech, a treasure to behold, a wealth of knowledge young and old. From coding to AI, they guide and soar and make the complex simple once more. With every step, they pave the way for a brighter tomorrow today. In Maryland's tech scene, they shine so bright. The technology user group, a beacon of light.
This has been a presentation of the Maryland State Library Agency. For links to additional resources provided by today's presenter, please visit the show notes. For more information on MSLA or the Maryland State Library for the Blind and Print Disabled, visit marylandlibraries.org.